Right, here's question 2. It's not the best quality. Right, so it's basically asking you, it's addressable memory 64 gig, and your bus width is 32, so calculate the number of lines required for data bus. So the address bus is 32. What's data bus? Right, so what you need to remember is your wee formula. Use this pen. Right, so remember your, I'll just say total addressable, move this over, memory. That equals 2. Right, so it's data bus width times 2 to the power of the address bus width. Right, so that's it. So you've got the width of the data bus, width of the address bus, and you can calculate the total addressable memory. What they've done is they've said, well, that is 64 gigabyte. That equals the data bus width. They're still wanting you to work that out, times 2 to the power of the address bus width. Okay, and the address bus width is 32. So what you're wanting to do is just find out what data bus width is by getting that number, just dividing into that. Okay, so good thing with this is just get this into bits, and then you can just divide that number into that, and you'll get the width. Right, so 64 times 1024, right, that gives you in megabytes, so that's 65536 megabyte. You then times 1024, and that will give you in kilobytes. So that's 6710864, and that's in kilobytes. Okay, so obviously that still equals all this. You then times it by 1024 again, and that gives you in bytes, and times it by 8, and that gives you in kilobytes. Sorry, in bits even, right? So essentially you're wanting to get the gigabytes into bits, which equals data bus width times 2 to the power of 32. Right? Now, I've kept this in my calculator, okay, and that's for a reason, because it's a pain trying to type all this in. So to get to the data bus width, if you want to get rid of this on this side, you divide it by 2 to the power of 32, which means you have to divide that side by 2 to the power of 32. So if I go divide by 2 to the power of 32, that is 128. So that means your data bus width equals 128. So that's got 128 lines. So what you would find if you actually typed in 128 times 2 to the power of 32, you would actually get that answer in bits, and then obviously you'd be then expected to get it into a reasonable size unit, but you're just doing it in reverse. So these ones are the hardest ones, right? You do need to remember this. Quite often they'll give you these two values and ask you to calculate that, which is just a multiplication, but now and then they'll give you your total addressable memory and one of these, and then you'll be expected to work out one of the widths, right? But that's essentially what you've got there. So there's every year they'll ask you one of these.